Hello, everyone. Good morning to the people on the West Coast, and good afternoon to the people on the East Coast. This is Waters of Humanity, the divine waters from above the dome, and the divine waters from within. Comment, like, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so YouTube algorithm can pick up this video. We are live today, and the Cosmic Black Moon wants me to speak about this because it's very important to basically get a clear idea of how important it is to practice celibacy on both sides, divine masculine in physical form and a divine feminine in physical form. A dark divine masculine and a dark divine feminine. Now, I want to talk about the 7 stages of semen retention. This is more aimed towards the Black men in our community because there is a change in vanguard in the whole atmosphere. I said it in my other video, the Cosmic Black Womb message to humanity. It is real. It is an interdimensional message. And this time I want to focus on both parties, more so the Black men in our community, and how you can break free from this Archon matrix. So let's talk. I want to share my screen. Okay. All right. Let me share my screen. So there are 7 stages of semen retention, right? Let me show you my screen. Now, I never heard of no FAP timeline. But so this is my first time hearing this analogy of what semen retention is. This is like the new age way of saying it, like the American way of saying no FAP timeline. So according to this website, MrMindblowing.com, they said that the no-FAP timeline refers to stages in a no-FAP journey. These stages are usually time-based, but we think that we should be based on qualitative metric related to recovery. This is a fancy way of saying don't measure your recovery only using days. However, there are distinctive things that many men have reported feeling in the first few days, first weeks, and 3 months into the challenge. Each stage comes with its own benefit and challenges, and they're a great time to work through other issues. For example, porn addiction can bury deep-seated emotions. You may have unresolved trauma that needs to be sorted. Without porn in the way, these issues become clear, and with these newfound awareness of your problems, you can solve them latter stages of timelines. But wait, why solve these other issues? NoFap was about curing my porn addiction. This is him. He's basically a man talking about his own porn addiction. And I just want to say this: porn addiction is a program. It was designed by the feds to keep us distracted as a collective, men and women, so we can feed this matrix. When you have a porn addiction, you have an archon attached to you. And I will get more into what archons are because it's a part of Christianity, but it's not at the same time. It's like the deeper esoteric information of these electromagnetic inorganic beings that you cannot see, but you can feel because people talk about people having possessions and being possessed by energy and why they do things. People call them, demons or demonic entities or whatever, but they're actually archons and they're intelligent and they've been here for a very, very long time. Very long time. Okay. Oh my gosh. If I can tell you how long they've been here, and it is deep. Okay. So let's go back to the 7 stages. So the 7 stages of semen retention is very, very important for men to unlock their divine feminine. And what society, especially in this archon matrix, has taught men is to siphon the divine feminine from the women, the dark divine feminine. Basically, in my community, the Black women, the men were taught to, okay, this is the easy route out, to siphon the women's energy through their wombs, through their yoni, and have sex with them all the time to replenish themselves. Okay, this is what is taught in our culture. And there is another route, and that is semen retention and being a purity. Okay, because the cosmic Black womb is unconditional love. They are purity. And in order for you to unlock your divine feminine, you have to be of a purified stage, cleansing the soul, cleansing the mind, and getting rid of these electromagnetic beings. So, what does science say about semen retention? So, there's dopamine is a hormone of drive, feeling hungry. Dopamine motivates you to get food. There's an overly simplified example. You get the point. You can extend this to work, relationship, chores, etc. With it, you feel happy, alert, and motivated. Without it, you feel depressed, have mood swings, and unmotivated. There are also many diseases associated with low dopamine. These include ADHD, attention deficiency, hyperactivity disorder, Parkinson disease, and restless leg syndrome. Now, I had restless leg syndrome when I was younger. I'm just being honest. Um, Again, I am a master number 11, so it is very important for me to be on my own because I have the divine feminine already activated at a young age. For me, I'm just speaking from my situation. And when I was around my family members, because my brothers, I was the youngest. My brothers were in that the Fed's ideology of what Black men are, with the I want to say they were in gangs, but they took on that persona of the hyper masculinity. And I was in that house, so I was feeding on that energy and eating the food, low vibrational food. And I'm not disrespecting my mom and dad's cooking. It just, it eating certain foods does carry low vibrational frequency and it messes with your aura. So I used to have restless leg syndrome. Like I used to always have to move my leg all the time. I remember telling my mom that and she was like, "Oh, no, no." I was like, "Mom, look. Look at my legs always moving all the time." So that I did have low dopamine because of depression and being around energy that wasn't conducive for me. So it is a real thing. Okay, so there's always a lot of flack thrown to a no fap for not being backed by science, but collateral damage is not backed by science. There's where you need to focus on your attention. Flapping could be ruining your sleep, relationship, and health. And flapping means basically ejaculating all the time. You always have to, oh, I need to see porn. I need to do this. I need to do that. Again, this drains your spiritual energy. Okay. Because if you know about what semens are, semen is DNA. All right. Semen is DNA. And it is designed to basically, like a military, find, search, get what it needs to get, and destroy. Okay. So if you're basically always ejaculating, always have to have sex all the time, you're draining your reserves. Not number one, you're draining your reserves, your spiritual energy to the divine, and you're opening your aura field for these entities to come and attach to you. This is a fact. That's why I said in my other videos, I will get to that later, about why Black men are the main targets to this experiment, this archon experiment in our community. So stage 1 is the awakening. You are awakened to the fact that, okay, why am I always want to watch porn all the time, you know, instead of going to the gym or doing a walk in the park or doing hiking or just basically listen to music that has no low vibration, happy music. And that's another thing I just want to say this. Um, my brothers in my community, I'm talking about to the Black men, it is so important for you to stop listening to the feds music. Okay. That's a part of the awakening as well. Um, Listening to music that is not conducive to your mental health, talking about, the B word. I'm not saying that word. Talking about calling Black women B's, H word, um, sucking my, all that in that rap music is programming you to do that. It's all a part of the agenda to keep you in a sexual, low vibrational mindset, the lower mind. Okay. In one of my videos, I talk about this, a Love 88 video of basically keeping Black men into this position because, again, I know that the laws of electromagnetism between the Black man, the positive, he's the physical. Okay. That's why he's attacked majority of the time from these inorganic beings. Both parties are attacked, but the man is definitely attacked because you see him being always in prison. They attack his mind, taking him away from, his creator, the Black woman, not having a symbiotic eco relationship of love. Instead, in his mind, his mind is literally implanted inside the Archon matrix. So he doesn't know who he is. Majority of them collectively. And I'm here to help that. So the first stage is awakening. The second is the challenges. So, you basically constantly keep on watching porn and you just in this stage, you're okay. Now you're withdrawn from it. You are noticing this ego, this implant in your consciousness that constantly, which is, by the way, it's an archon. And I'll get to it more about how the archons manipulate your mind and your brain. And what are they? So the false ego is you start to see and dismantle the false ego, this voice in your head that constantly like, oh yeah, I gotta, ejaculate, I gotta do this. And you sit back, you're like, wait, what is that? That's not me. You know what I mean? That's not me. Like, why am I always want to do this? You start to question the interior motives of this voice in your head. And then that's where you get to the third stages. You start to do more of like exercising, going to the beach, um, walking in the park, looking at things that in your childhood that made you happy, playing cute Nintendo video games that, you grew up with. And I know most Black men are gamers. And I'm sure that, back then, you used to play Mario Kart and all that, your innocence. You start to reminisce on those light-minded memories because you're starting to see what the ego is. The ego is the part of the Archon system, is an implant in your mind. And then you go to stage 3, which is fighting the urges and emotion. This is the stage where there's a lot of relapse of the memories and your urges of basically having sex, basically constantly wanting to hit up a woman like, yo, like let's make out. Like I remember I was trying to help this brother in my building and I told the story to one of his sisters that I do not talk to no more. But I was trying to help this brother in my building. He was very attractive, tall, Black man. And I was attracted to him, but he wanted my womb energy, and I knew that as an archon attached to him. But because he was not in that consciousness of knowing that information, I couldn't say that to him because it would sound crazy to him. Like, what are you talking about? an archon or whatever. What is that? So I try to help him. Instead, he wanted to have sex with me, and he wanted to, take my energy. And this is why I'm talking about fighting the urges and emotions of constantly wanting to have sex. That's not you, Black men. Okay. You are a egalitarian being of love, equality, patience, all right, protecting the feminine, the dark divine feminine in both forms. All right. And you are literally, if anything happens with the dark divine feminine, if anybody attacks us, you immediately destroy them. Like you are like your consciousness, your divine consciousness, your cosmic father consciousness is the program that needs to be installed back in your mind so you could be the whole person you are. This is why you've been attacked for such thousands and thousands of years of being attacked and put in this position. So stage 3, you fight urges and emotions. You know, you learn about your triggers and you get a lot of these intense urges of basically wanting to have sex all the time. And the stage 4 is withdrawal. So you have the mood swings, and inability, the physical discomfort, the withdrawal symptoms. Your body responds to the PMO habits that deeply ingrained over years, and this is an annoying stage. It is, let me tell you something. I've been celibate for, I, I lost count. You could consider me a virgin. Let's just say that. Um, this is the only way for you to connect to the cosmic Black womb. You have to be pure. Like, is the most highest vibrational frequency that you can ever connect to. Okay. And you have to be pure, because this is not something that people will understand on a 3D base knowledge. The reason why it's important to have celibacy is because there are invisible beings that prey on people with low self-esteem in the lower mind, constantly in the ego. This is how they get fed. And when you detach from the ego, which is the archon implant, then you start to see what this world really is and how it operates and how it affects the minds of humanity. This is the reason why it is very, very important to practice celibacy, because your divine feminine is higher knowledge, is higher information, is wisdom, is intuition. Okay, it's discernment. When I hear a lot of times, I was like, okay, I talk to some Black men, they're like, I don't want to talk about the feminine. It's like, I'm like, bruh, divine feminine is not meaning to be a wimp or something like that. In their mind, a lot of, and especially American Black men, in their mind, they think the divine feminine is something of weakness. I'm like, no, it's clarity. It is your connection to empathy of who you are in the world around you. It is something that is connected to atomism, where you can actually see every object has a spirit. Every object has a soul. You know that life is in everything. It is empathy for all. And that is very important. That's why it is important for you, Black men, to study and practice celibacy. So, stage 5 is the best way to do this. The low limbo is also when you want to do nothing to do with sex. Now, I had this stage for a long time. Um, I didn't want nothing to do with sex because I was just like, I knew the information of if I have sex with a certain person of low vibration, then that entity will be attached to me. Because whether you know or like it or not, if you do not know about these inorganic beings that are attached to people, and they attach to you in the back of your neck, in your spinal cord, especially in the neck area, because the cerebrum is cerebral cortex in the back, and that's where your memory, your visual, everything. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. So stage 6 is clarity and ascendance. This is where your brain fog lifts. Okay. And it's a long time because to be honest, most people can't even live without sex. You know, a lot of people that's in this matrix cannot live without sex. They're like, oh, yeah, I have to always have sex all the time, and I'm just like, if you ever examine and reevaluate yourself, why do you have to have sex? Is it because of the programs you watch on television, or is it because of the social pressure? You have to evaluate why. Question yourself why. And you start to have mental clarity, and you begin to open to the cosmic black womb. Now, I I'm not going to share my brother's personal business, but I help my brother, my oldest brother, and I love him dearly. Um because he was in the consciousness of what a lot of black men had, which was the feds way of hyper masculinity, of always have to have sex all the time, be with women, things like that. And to be honest, my brother, he naturally is with the cosmic black womb. But because that he was raised in this hyper masculine culture of always have to not show your emotions, be this tough guy, and I'm like, no, bro, like, you know, me, his little sister, his younger sister, opened his mind back to cosmic black womb. And he was like, wait, what is this? Like, what am I seeing? I was like, that's the cosmic black womb. He practiced celibacy, and I'm so thankful. I am so happy that my brother broke these spells, because I love him and I love my other brother too. And I'm so glad that my fluence, help him break those spells of like the archon attachment, because they are after, and the same thing how I said about priestesses, about oracles being attacked. There are priests, high priest of the divine cosmic black womb that are being attacked as well. And my brother was one of them. You have succubus that come in his light. Oh, look, noise campaign. Hold on. Once I start speaking the truth, then the noise campaign comes. Um, so you have basically succubus that come in, men of the divine order's life, and try to take their divine feminine, their cosmic womb powers. It happens on both sides. The system literally is designed to keep us divided, keep us at a low frequency, and keep us siphoning each other's energy. This is how they keep themselves in position and power, keeping us in a low vibrational frequency and not knowing ourselves. And the stage 7 is maintenance and interrogation. You're at a stage now where it's a part of your life. It's like just like brushing your teeth. It's basically a ritual. It's like how you walk in. You basically practice it every day. It is now a part of you, where you see through the matrix. You see that when, a person tries to come in your life, let's say for instance, black men, I'm speaking, this is for you. If a woman comes to your life and she's just like, okay, I want your rod. And I'm like, wait, hold on. You evaluate yourself, like, wait, why is she just wants my rod? Is she a succubus? Is she a part of the brotherhood, those homunculus that try to siphon my energy? You look and you evaluate the women in your life that try to come and try to take your innocence, that try to take your divine feminine, because the divine feminine is being taken on both sides. It's mostly on the black woman's side, but like I said, there are black men, a part of the order that were born here, that are being attacked just like the black woman. So you're at the stage 7 and you're realizing, and now you're like, okay, I see this lady that she's beautiful, but she just wants my rod. She wants my energy from my sexual aura, my sexual core. And you have to say no to that, because if she just wants you, she wants you for your sexual part, she's definitely a succubus. Okay. And she's not here for the right reasons. And she was basically sent by the feds. Always remember this. It goes on both sides, to the high priestesses and the high priests of the order of the cosmic black womb. So I know it's a lot. Okay, so let's talk about um, why virgin, like being a virgin. Now, it's not talked about a lot in Black culture of being a virgin, and especially with Black men. And Black men are definitely shamed for being a virgin because, again, hypersexuality is a very prominent in our culture, and to keep us in this low vibrational frequency. Um, so let's look at a little bit about like the virgin. Let me share some. And let me just share to you what are archons before I get into that part, so we can put everything together. Um, Hold on. So archons in Gnosticism, in this definition, because again, this is reason why it's in the definition of in society, because it's real. So they're evil, or they produce of error. Archons were considered a force of evil, 7 or 12 in number. They were identified with the 7 planets, iniquity of the 12 signs of the zodiac. They were thought to have imprisoned the divine spark of human souls in material creation. The gnosis sent from the realm of divine light through I'm not saying that word. Gnostic initiated to pass through the spheres of the archons into the realm of light. So basically, archons are electromagnetic beings that, this is deep, so bear with me. Archons are electromagnetic beings that were created from brotherhoods in the past, back in Lemuria and ancient Atlantis. They were created because they were messing with the laws of electromagnetism, and our ancestors in the past knew not to mess with that, to keep, because when the divine feminine is about love, is about unity, is about equal, and is attached to everything. And let's say that, like, for instance, the water is so pure, right? And if someone that is tainted puts their foot in that water, it messes up the whole ecosystem. That's how extreme it was back then. Like, we just knew the laws, we knew not to mess with certain things. And you had a brotherhood that was a irregular anomaly, that was bad, wanted to basically start like, oh yeah, I want to create my own system, I want to go to the lower worlds, I want to do this, I want to do that. And that's what happened. They created these archons, and these archons basically turned the flip over them. Throughout time you start to become sentient. Okay, this is for any being, anything that's created in the cosmic womb. Over time, you start to have sentient, and you start to have intelligence. Okay. So we knew not to mess with the past. We knew not to mess with the laws of electromagnetism. And our people in the past did some foul stuff, and it created these beings. And now, since 100,000 of years, they have been in power. Okay. They have affected the minds. Think of it like archons, like possession, right? They get through your body, through your nervous system, and they're in your nervous system because, again, they're electromagnetic beings. That's how it happens, possession. So our nervous system, it is our brain, it is our spinal cord, it is our centric nervous system, all the parts of our bodies, they can go in that if we allow it. And most of the time, these entities are all about consent. Okay. Even though that they're low vibrational frequency and they don't know thyself, they're all about consent. So if you give them consent to be in your body, they can attach themselves to you from the back of your neck. And those are what archons are. They're electromagnetic beings. They don't have a form. They basically control humanity through thought. Okay. And this is how they influence. That's why you see in the media. That's why you always see in movies how they do their agenda and all that type of stuff. Like, through thought, visuals. They can't manifest things on their own. They use us to manifest their desire. And as a priestess, a high oracle, you have to notice their agenda. Me, I cannot be affected by archons because I'm already attached to my interdimensional being. So they can't attack me. They can try, but they get deleted, basically. Or the other way. I'm not going to tell you that skill because I have a specific skill that, you know. So yeah, that's what archons are. They're electromagnetic beings that were created from a very bad order that wanted to keep the divine feminine down for a long time. And that order is now possessed fully by these beings and other beings that are possessed by them, extraterrestrials and all that, because they're electromagnetic. They're inside the nervous system of most of these people. That's why I said in my video, you can look about it, like the archons. Let me actually just show you it. Hold on. Let me just show you it. Hold on. So I made a video almost a year ago about how to protect your creature spark from parasitic archon attachments. And this was profound, as you can see here that this it was very triggering to me because I don't like seeing this happen to people. This man literally had an archon attached to him through his nervous system, and it was in the back of his neck.
What do you? I thank you so much, honey. Please, like, I understand that's what you love to do. You're like,
And mind you, he's a law student, and she was just basically giving him the food and everything. This is the marriage. She was married to this man. Now she's divorced. But the point is, what I'm saying is that these archons are very vicious, very, very vicious. And they was siphon your energy until you are perish. And they can attach to another family member. They can go hijack and jump on other people. It's very deep. But I'm just show you a little bit of this clip.
you told me to bring it up. I asked for toilet paper. I'm like, give me shit. Like, take it! Like, where do you want me to put that plate? There's a whole table here. Where do you think I'm gonna put it? You could have said there isn't dinner on it right yet. Instead you throw the knife in the lasagna, you get mad, you go piss off, and you're like, here, eat your dinner. Now you gotta again. It's like, I appreciate your effort. Like, I don't get you make over like dropping off the plane. I don't get it. You can be like, Chris, your dinner's ready. You want it here? You want it in the kitchen? Or you let it out? What do you want? You do this to me all the time.
And as I said before, the archon is in his mind attached to him for the back. through his cerebrum in the back of his neck. Okay, that is a very powerful central nervous system because again, when you're attached, if you notice, if you look at your neck, right, you have your vagus nerve on the side, and the cerebrum is attached to that. That's where your memories, majority of your memories, your order cortex, your visual cortex, all that. That's why they attach themselves in that back. They get into your nervous system in that area. And he's basically possessed by this electromagnetic inorganic being. And she doesn't know this. You know, she thinks it's like, oh, schizophrenia and all this. I'm like, no, this is deeper than that. You know, as an oracle, I see it deeper. That's why I made this video, because I was like, oh, this is a perfect example of, you know, archon attachment. And this leads to what I was talking about semen retention, keeping yourself pure, because these beings don't like purity. They don't like when you are in a self-discovery of your own light and connecting back to the cosmic black womb, which is within inside your pineal gland. They don't want you to connect back to that, because when you connect back to that, then that portal will always be open, watching and monitoring these beings, even if they try to connect to you. That the cosmic black womb will stop that. That's why, you know, and this, hold on. Let me just stop sharing the screen. Yeah. So I said this month
Have
ago.
I ever just been like, yeah, I'll eat it right here where you brought it? Not once. The you. Not
And you
one
see,
time I eat
and
it.
you see the vibration. He's basically screaming at her, and it's affecting her. She's crippling. She's moving weird. You know, we're very sensitive beings. We don't like harmful words. It's very low vibration.
When you brought it to me.
She start crippling. You can
You keep
see,
doing it.
you can see her crippling right in the corner. He can't even control himself. He's possessed.
Wow. I just say that and I wow.
And I don't even know his story. I don't know how he got possessed by this archon, but I said to myself, I was like, you know, prayers to them.
Wow.
You know?
Join me, jeez Louise.
And I said my heart goes out to him and her, because I don't know his story. I don't know what happened to him, his childhood, how he got this archon attached to him. I don't know. So that's why I kept it, you know, simple with that. And, you know, I talk about this, you know, this video. You may want to watch this and what they are. So let's talk about it. The archons control humanity through an MK Ultra spell, which can be in the form of radio waves. So think of this. So the reason why I show this clip, think of this as you basically attached to their system with cords. And you, once you awaken, low they attack you. Music, sex rituals, processed food. Once you unplug from their system, they start to attack you, because every person that's in this system, this is deep, in this matrix, they know who's unplugged and they know who's awakened. They start to attack you. Alcohol. This happened to me. Okay. This happened to me. And this is the reason why I can share this, because I was definitely attacked by these beings. And how I was attacked by these beings is that they get people that have low vibrational frequency, and they possess those people to try to get in your life, to try to manipulate you, or it's basically, it's crazy. That's why I'd be like, okay, no, you're an agent. I see through you. You can't be close to me. You know, they start to attack you just like on how it is in this movie. Literally. And then you're in, this is a perfect clip. Like, you're in your own spiritual team that's outside the matrix is trying to save you. So my spiritual team, my order saved me when I didn't know I was in this. This is deep. I'm getting too deep. Okay. So let's get back to what I wanted to speak about. Okay. Let's leave this, stop sharing the screen. And I want to talk about, you know, the virginity of Black men. Now, it's not really talked about in our culture. And you know, shout out to the Black men who are virgins and who still have their virginity and has not been pressured to be a part of this occult of being hypersexual. Because at the end of the day, being hypersexual is a breeding ground for archons, it's a breeding ground for your mind to be manipulated and to be infiltrated by these archon entities. So I just want to just like share this right here. Let me share this. Okay. So this guy, he is a 24-year. This is 7 years ago. I don't know how he is now, but this is on my heart, to talk about Black men being virgins and being celibate. And you can just see, I can see his light at this time.
Who has decided to save himself from marriage. And unfortunately, the number of young men he can relate to is dismal. You are a role model for young men who desire to be set apart. So
look how happy he is. Like you can just see, like I can see his aura. He is so happy. He's vibrant. He's connected to the feminine energy. This is 7 years ago. I don't know how he is now, but I'm talking about what I'm seeing for his video. He's connected to the feminine energy. You can see, you could just feel it. And it's so attractive to have men, to me, it's so attractive to them to know their worth, to know not to be attached to this false matrix system. And Black men, literally this Fed cult system teaches Black men to like, oh yeah, you have to have sex at an early age. You didn't have sex with this girl. Can you stop, babies? Why are you attacking my what? What, Buka? What's the matter? Do you want to say hi? Did you hear him? What? Hi, baby. You want to come on me? Come on. You can sit on mommy. I know you're bored. Okay, so anyways, but I was just so happy to see, Black men practicing this. This is an ancient art of connecting to the divine feminine. That's why, you have the Fed culture. I call it Fed culture. Black culture in America is Fed culture. It's not our ancient practices. This is so foreign to me. That's why I don't know what that is. The culture of not, and I'm not talking about, now please understand this. I'm not talking about, the culture of our history of being enslaved. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about the culture that we subscribe to, the way how we talk to each other, the way what music we listen to, the gang violence, the gun violence. That's not part of our culture. That is the Feds. It's a program, and that was made by westernized culture to keep us in a low vibrational frequency. Again, if we study her story, we were beyond sexuality and gender identity, because we knew those were labels. We knew those were blockers, energy blockers in our soul. Like if you really, really dig deep of who we are, we're such fascinated beings. Fascinating. Like when I knew about this stuff, I was just like, this is so fascinating. Why is this not taught in Black community? Why is it not taught in our schools about our interdimensional knowledge? This is deep information. So connecting to your virginity, connection to being celibate will open up your third eye, will open up all your kasa, your 9 spiritual eyes. Because again, Black men were taught to siphon Black women's energy. It's a part of the Babylon culture. It's a part of the brotherhood that's behind the scenes that have pushed this program into, Black America. That, oh yeah, you're supposed to, take the powers from the womb of Black women, when again, you are the mirror of our womb, Black men. So you have a similar power to the Black woman. You can connect to the divine feminine while siphoning her energy. You just have to practice celibacy. But it's really hard because again, black men are always worrying about what other people think. Majority of them care about the opinions of other black men. I see this because again, black male worshiping is a thing in our culture. It's very, very big, especially in the men. I see it. I see how they're like they always care about what their homeboys think about them. Because they don't want like, oh yeah, now you do this. Now you gay? What? Like, huh? You didn't why are you not having sex? Would you like men? This is how they think. Like they think that, oh, what are you doing? Get out of there. What are you Oh my God, I was muted the whole time. I was muted the whole time. I don't know what happened. But yeah, maybe I was not supposed to say that. So let me get back to, oh, and also shout out to this brother. This is a touchy subject. This is, I know most people in the Black community, like, what the F, just understand that this is, if it's not for you, you're definitely under a spell, because if you can't understand higher knowledge, then this channel's not for you. But yesterday, this video was recommended to me, and I'm so happy that, this young brother, you know, his parent is a Black trans woman. I'm not gonna say dad, because I'm not disrespecting their gender identity. But he is a brother that knows that his parent is trans. And I comment the other day because, I know how Black male worship is. I know how the spell in our community. When the Black trans woman and the Black men are in union, you see both parties attack. It is a program. Okay. And once Black men realize that and, like, okay, this is a spell that basically is trying to keep me away from my higher consciousness. And I said, you are so blessed to have a parent who is trans. Please study our culture before we were colonized and programmed to hate these divine beings. We honor them because they were the closest messenger to the utmost high. Don't listen to people in the comments or care what other people think. Do you and be you to the fullest. And he loved that because it's the truth. He loved it. And it's real, because again, Black men need to understand this. We are beyond sexuality and gender. The consciousness that you subscribe to in America is the Fed's program. Okay, being against the feminine, being against yourself. You are not activating your divine feminine by always having sex all the time. So for you to have a trans parent is a blessing. It opens yourself up to more of our emotion. It opens yourself to empathy, to loving beyond what you have known to be the norm. It opens you up to more higher vibrational frequency. So that's the reason why I said that. And I'm so happy that he received my message. And, it helps me. It just makes my heart happy. So I'm just so proud of this young man. And I hope that he is on his spiritual journey. And if you ever watch this, please stay away from succubus. Okay. Because you are definitely, if you have a trans parent, you're definitely part of a divine order. You're a child of utmost high. And there will be women, this is to the divine masculine. There will be women in your life that want to suck your energy. Practice celibacy, young man, and keep away from women and focus on your divinity and activating your divine feminine to the fullest. And that's all I want to say to this young man. And I'm glad that he received my message, because it was just love. And I'm glad that the divine recommended this channel to me. So anyways, back to that of what I was talking about before. Yeah, like, practice celibacy, Black men. Again, one thing about it, I know the difference between the dark and light. I see both sides. I know that there's an attack on the feminine and there's an attack on the masculine. And there's men a part of our order, and there's men that are not. AKA homunculus, AKA humanoids. So yeah, like, it was a long video. I like talking a lot. So, and I'm just so happy that Black men are practicing celibacy. You see this being a virgin, it's just a beautiful thing. Black men worrying about their mental health.
Hey YouTube, how you?
and their spiritual health. So keep on practicing celibacy, Black men. This is for you. Remember, this game is about energy. It's about attacking the spiritual. And when you realize that, and when you realize you're being attacked in the spiritual, then you know that doing this is very important.
Need a moment of silence for that one. However,
And he's
being a virgin and practicing purity, what is the difference between the two?
he's so beautiful. You can just his light in his eyes, just a beautiful Black man. So, just seeing that, you seeing these young brothers, I'm so happy that they're practicing celibacy, just makes me happy. It really does. So, yeah. And
one thing that I'll tell anybody
that's all I want to say. That's all I want to basically talk about today. Please comment, like, and subscribe. This is just to help my community. Being a virgin is so, and oh my gosh, I hope that this is 7 years ago. I can't even say his damn name. Whatever your name is, honey, I'm so glad that you practice that. Please keep yourself protected, because again, if you notice that and if you're aware of being celibate, you don't need to be pressured having a woman. All right. This is an order. You have a mission to raise the vibrational frequency of our people. You don't need distractions. So this is 7 years ago, you may have a girlfriend right now. I don't know. But if you see this video, understand that your practice is not in vain. Our ancestors sees it, and I just want to let you know that. Okay. So yes, this is just an ending video about practicing semen retention, practicing celibacy. It does open you up to the cosmic Black womb. It does open you up to your divine feminine. And I love all of you. This is Warders of Humanity chiming out. And yeah, bye. I love all of you. Take care and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Later.